Avon Products reported here too, Joel symbol AVP. Stock was quiet, but starting to move down here just a little bit. 2160 is where it's settled. It's trading 21 right now. This is a critical area. Those 2145 is a low, and you had that gap up back in late March where the stock gapped up from 19.5 up to 2175. I can't remember what the news was on that. Maybe you can remember.
Yeah, that the company that they were trying to buy was going to try and buy them.
Oh, okay, so that's what the deal was, and obviously you had that gap up day. Now you know it's starting to break through into this whole gap area, and then why gaps are critical, and we should explain this to our listeners, is that really, you know, when you see a gap in the chart, it's just no reference points in there. So technical traders are somewhat skeptical to put even orders out there, which makes the book thinner as it moves up and down through that area. So basically, the trade is when a stock can, you know, has a gap in the chart. If it starts to trade in that area again, it can move through that gap a little bit easier than it could if there was multiple lows or multiple highs or in that same area. So since there is that gap in the chart, we get somewhat concerned if it starts trading 21. There's really no reference points until down to this 19. From the area where it gapped was 1942. You did have a high back in February at 1982, which would be a reference point. So the only thing you can really use is like maybe some whole numbers or something. But it's a little bit scary when it starts to trade through there because it could cut through there very quickly. Like this thing could be at $20 in a hurry if it really started to get some selling pressure in it. So we spoke this morning about the relevance of gaps, and I was highlighting this gap on the chart in the stock AVP. Back in late March, the stock obviously had gapped up and has formed this gap in the chart. Now today, after earnings, the stock was trading down pre-market, and what we were highlighting earlier was the fact that this stock could possibly go through this area very, very quickly because there isn't very many reference points in this area, and that's the significance of gaps. That is exactly what has happened in AVP today. The stock basically opened here right near $21, really with no reference points. The stock went straight down all the way through that area, down to 1950, filling the entire gap, and that's what's happened today.